topic on raising the minimum wage. The characteristics of the minimum wage workers survey back in 2011 by the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics stated that in 2011, 73.9 million Americans, workers aged 16 and above, were paid at hourly rates, representing 59.1% of all wage and salary workers. And from 3.8 million of those workers worked at minimum wage or below minimum wage. And most of those actually were not 16, 17-year-olds or college students. Most of them were actually grown adults trying to make a living. Mostly everyone here has worked a minimum wage job, summer camp, maybe worked at a fast food restaurant or worked now. And most of us think that it's something you do in high school, in college, before you actually get a degree and you get a full-time job that pays yearly. But a lot of people, in the 3.9%, 3 million, have had their career, and a lot of them use it to support their families and live their life. Me personally, I worked at a summer camp for many years, getting paid totally under the minimum wage, not even close to it. Not only allowing people to live past the poverty line, but it will cutting the minimum wage would cut down on the aid the government has to give, which put more money into the economy and also put more money, less money that they have to take out from us. Therefore, it seems like the only logical thing to do for the American public is to raise minimum wage. Studies made at Oxfam, an international organization working for poverty, eradication, disaster relief, advocate, political research found that at least 1/4 of Americans work at jobs that pay so little that they cannot sustain themselves and their families without turning to government programs or going into debt. The average age of a worker who would benefit from the minimum wage is 35. Most, about 55%, would be benefit as women, and over 1/3 are parents of dependable children. At the way the minimum wage is now for a family of two, I'm using an example of one parent and one dependable child. The minimum wage right now would put them over a little bit over 15,000, which, if you see, it puts them right under the family of two represented by 930, which should not even be a question, or it really should not be something that's even really debated. It should be something that's done. In another sense, to help on this, is the minimum wage hasn't been raised since 2007. So that's over 8 years. 8 years, and a whole different government has switched, and nothing still has changed. So the answer, though, is Oxfam also announced that raising the minimum wage to $10.10 would lift more than 5 million Americans out of poverty, help 14 children boost their family income. 14 million women, including 6 million working women, would get a raise, and 3 million single parents would be able to sustain their families. There have also been pushes, like recently there's been a push for bringing 15, but that has been shut down by the government because they feel inflation will work. But at $10.10, it's really, inflation already has happened, and this should already be happening now. The federal requirement should be $10.10, not 7.25 or 7.5. Don't quote me, but instead of 15, which seems like a lot, the government can do this, do it more doable. And the good thing about it is that both sides of the government want to raise minimum wage. They're just waiting for a right time and a right price, and I think $10.10 is. It would raise the economy on the consumer side, which from an economic standpoint always is a good thing, because usually it's from the businesses that bring people into debt, or not debt, I mean like recessions, everything, it starts with them and not really the consumer. So if the consumer is putting in money, it benefits. And also if we go into another recession or depression, it's a little bit more safety net, as I would say, not a lot, but also it could bring people to get jobs. As time of recession, usually people wait things out just a little bit to see how the economy will rise. So yeah. This falls mostly on our government to make the decision, but that doesn't mean that each and every one of us can't voice our own opinions. You can go to rallies if they have it on raising minimum wage. You can write to your senator as many times as you want. If you can get his phone number, I highly doubt it, but if you can, do that. And also there's websites like this one where it makes it's like a petition, where they send it to your senator in your area, and they move so they know they can fight for you like they should, because this government is really the people's voice, and it has been heard in this sense. So raising minimum wage to an acceptable price is something that's long overdue and something that needs to get done. So I hope you guys voice your opinions. I know I am. To finally get something done, and hopefully in the next year, 2, minimum wage be raised to something more doable. Thank you.